In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about tonal values and how important they are in your work and also in helping you to compose better paintings. So what are tonal values? Well, essentially they're the lights and the darks in a painting. In photography, we'd call it contrast. So it's the difference that you get between lights and darks in a photograph. In painting, it's usually called tonal values, and the importance is to have different tonal values in your painting. Let me try and explain to you straight away how you can understand tonal values. I've got white and black here, and if I just paint some white there, that's on white paper, you can barely see it. And with another brush, I'm going to paint black. And I'm going to paint it over here, and you can see it really well. The difference here is that that's a very dark colour, that's a very light colour. So there is a difference in tonal value, and there is no difference in tonal value between the white paint and the white paper. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what midtones are. These are the ones that make up a painting, but your whole painting should not be midtones. So I'm just mixing black and white, and I'm getting a sort of a grey colour, and I'm just going to put that there. Then I'm going to add a little bit more white to that. Put it next to it. A little bit more white to that. Not a lot. Put that next to that. Again, a little bit more white. Put that next to that. Going to add, actually I've got white on there, haven't I? No, I'm not going to do that actually. I'm going to add more white. So as you can see, what I'm getting by adding a little bit of white are gradual changes in tonal value. And eventually, when I add quite a lot of white to that, I will get close to white, which is essentially there. And similarly, I can go in the other direction and add more black, and I will end up very close to black. Now what have I got here? Well, in the middle I've got what I said were midtones. And quite often, and I've seen this with some of my students in workshops, is that, and I used to do this by the way, is that you tend to paint in midtones, and I'm not sure why that is. Not everybody does it, but quite often people do tend to towards midtones, and I'm going to explain that to you in colour in a minute. But if you just think about it in black and white, it's easier to understand. Now, if I were to paint a painting with lots of midtones, it's going to look quite dull. If I introduce a different tonal value, like this white in here, immediately that stands out, it pops out. And if I introduce a starkly different tonal value here, the black, it really pops out. Okay, I'm going to now attempt to paint a picture, a very rough picture, it's only a sketch, showing you what a painting looks like with a lot of midtones. So it's going to be in black and white for now, and let's just see how that looks. Now, I've just got a small piece of paper because this really is just going to be a sketch, and I'm just going to use the colours on my palette to make a painting that's mostly midtones, I'm going to suggest, hopefully. So I'm going to paint in the sky, really roughly. And then I'm going to paint in the foreground, which I'm going to make a bit lighter here. So it could be a stormy day, that needs to be go, foreground. That's getting closer to being. And then maybe we've got a field. You know how fields go like that sometimes. This is very rough. I hope you can see what I'm saying. It's quite an interesting concept to try and get across, but it's really important in your work. So let's get a bit more water on this. I think we need some more water. Let's get that horizon in here. My paper's buckling a little bit, so I'm just holding it down. Like that. Let's get a bit more of those tones in. Now, it's a really rough painting. I hope you can even understand it as a landscape. Now, if we put our tonal value map, if you like, there, you can see that all of these values here are very similar to the ones in the middle, apart from the black and the white. And although you can sort of see a horizon, you can sort of see the sky. Let's do some different marks for the sky. So let's make them more cloud-like. So we've got a cloud there and a cloud there, just so you can see that. And maybe we'll put some cloud up there. So you can definitely see that sky now. And there's a horizon in there of sorts. Okay. If I now start adding darker and lighter tones into this painting, I think you can already see it's going to make a huge difference. So in my rather gloomy sky, I'm just going to put in some whites. Very, very rough. I'm not fussing about this. This is just a crazy sketch. And then in the distance, I'm going to make that a little bit darker. And then in the foreground, I'm going to put in some marks for where the ploughs in the fields, but they're much lighter. And all of a sudden, the original painting has got a bit of life to it. It's very rough. It's a very rough thing for you to look at to understand tonal values. I can even add some more dark in here to accentuate the white even more. But you can see how when you add lighter colours and darker colours to midtones, then you have a much more exciting painting. Right, I'm going to try and show you this using colour. So to my palette I'm going to add a little bit of yellow, ultramarine blue, that's going to give me the greens. I've got my black and my white, and I think I'm going to add some raw umber. Okay, so I want a thicker brush, so I'm going to go for this one, otherwise it's going to take me ages to paint this. Right, so first of all I'm going to get some blue in the sky. I'm going to have a blue sky, so let's have some nice blue. Paint in the sky. It's going to be a similar painting to the one I did, so let's just have blue sky. I need a bit more blue. paint that in. So that's our sky. And then I'm going to paint in the foreground, which is going to be a green. So I'm going to just get some yellow, some more blue to get a nice green. I'm going to put a touch of that in just to make it more realistic looking, sort of, is it? It will do. There we go. So and then I'm going to have a little bit of a sort of a brown and a yellow to sort of illustrate fields. So that's going to be my ploughed field. Let's just get the colours in. Let's have another brush and actually draw in these ploughed fields. Very roughly. My paper's buckling, which is why I'm doing this. Okay, and then in the sky I want to just, if I can find a brush that I can actually use, I want to get a few clouds in. So let's put the clouds in. Get some very rough clouds. Okay, so I've got a painting which is quite similar to the original painting that I did, but I don't know if you can see this, and it does take practice to see this, but what I've got here are lots and lots of midtones. They're midtones that you recognise in colour. There's a little bit of a tonal difference between that cloud and the sky, so that's obviously a darker tone, so that's more like that, and the sky is probably more like that. But in general, they're all quite light tonally. So now let's see what we can do by adding some tonal differences to this whole thing. I'm going to make the sky, that's all of a sudden gone grey, because I had grey on my paintbrush. So let's get a clean one with just white. Let's use that. I'm going to, still got a bit of grey in, hasn't it? Keep your palette tidy, Keddie. So now I'm just going to paint in the, that's not going to work at all. Clean paintbrush, white paint, blue paint. That's quite a light sky. That's quite a dark blue sky. Quite often in this country, at any rate, you don't get sky that colour. So I'm making this a much lighter blue. I need some more white, I think. There we go, more white. Mix in the blue. Nice pale blue. That's more like it. Let's move that out of the way and this up a bit. Just going to do this quite quickly. Okay. Little bits of flecks of white, not worried about that. Then let's paint those clouds an interesting colour. And I think I'm going to go for just a lighter grey. A bit of white. A bit more white. And then maybe we'll have a little bit of a darker colour coming in here, just to make it a little bit more exciting. again, marks, you know, make marks that are quick. And then in the distance, I'm going to use the green, but I'm going to add a little bit of blue, and it's going to be maybe slightly different. There we go, that's a little bit. And then that's going to be darker. In the foreground, we've got the ploughed field, so I'm going to make that. I don't want to lighten it with white, but I do want to make it more interesting in some respects by having more obvious differentiation in colour. And then with this, I'm just going to go even more acidy. That's a little bit too much white I've got in there actually. Let's go back into yellow. So if you now compare that to that, you can sort of see the difference, the way that in black and white it's made it much more punchy, and by using colour differently it's made it more punchy. We can go even further with the colour. We can go much darker with that. I've got white in this, which is not helping matters very much, but maybe a little bit of blue. And then we can bring in even another colour into here, which is, and then we could put in a very acid yellow in the middle distance, so that's much lighter. And in this one, if we wanted to do the same sort of thing, we'd put in a sort of a light, very light grey, very light grey, which will be that. And we can make this darker as well by using more blue into that, a bit of brown, and we get a very dark brooding sort of colour there. So that's, we can put a bit of that in. And that's how you really develop a painting, is by continually working on the lights and the darks throughout the entire process, the whole process of painting, so that you don't end up with wishy-washy colours. And that's a very simple way, I think, of explaining tonal values and how they really help a painting. So I hope that works. I hope that you understood that. I've been thinking about how I could explain this for quite a while actually, because I think sometimes people find it really difficult to get their heads around. Now, there's another tip I'm going to give you if you're ever unsure about if your tonal values are working, and that's to photograph your work and turn it into black and white. The only disadvantage of that with modern cameras, modern phone cameras, is that it tends to increase the contrast on your photographs automatically. So it might come out looking as though you've got great tonal values. So just bear that in mind. But if you squint your eyes on a painting and just try and see a lot less detail and just see if you can see lights and darks, that will help as well. But it's really important in making an exciting painting. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.